Roman, the brother of Yarden Roman, who has been abducted by Hamas, joins us now. Thank you very much, Gili, for speaking with us. Tell me,
Thank you for talking to me.
When was the last time you heard from Yarden? I imagine it's a story you repeat time and again in the last few days. I'm sorry for the burden, but we want as many people in the world to hear this as possible, and perhaps some of them might be able to help in locating Yarden. Today we're hearing that 199 hostages are held by Hamas. Please tell us, what was your last communication with Yarden?
Yeah, so I agree with you. It's our task and our mission to tell this story and to tell the world that you will not forget that there are still hostages alive inside of Gaza. And it's our responsibility to free them. Yarden, alongside with her family, with Alon, her husband, and Geffen, her daughter, three-year-old daughter, came back with me from a trip in Africa just on Friday morning. And they went to Alon's parents in Kibbutz Be'eri, next to the Gaza border, for Shabbat dinner and to stay there for the holiday in Shabbat. So the last time I saw them was on Friday, and the last time I have spoken with my sister was through WhatsApp on Saturday morning. I was very concerned about them in the shelters when we started to hear about the infiltration to the southern border. And we talked once in a half an hour to make sure that she is okay, but without stressing her too much. And the last time that we had a WhatsApp correspondence was about 10 a.m. when we talk about a very silly conversation about teddy bears, which one of them managed to survive and get into the shelter and which ones didn't. And that was the last time. We know that around 10:20 she was abducted with her husband and kid, also alongside with her mother-in-law, Kinneret, that was afterwards murdered, brutally shot in the head just a few meters outside of their home in Be'eri. And the sister of Alon, her sister-in-law, Carmel, that has also been kidnapped and probably held a hostage alongside many other women and children and innocent civilians inside of Gaza. The story of Yarden and Alon and Geffen is that they were taken inside a stolen vehicle towards the Gazan border. Just a few meters before the border, Alon and Yarden found an opportunity and decided to run away. They just jumped out of a moving car with Geffen in the hands of Yarden and started to run for their life to seek shelter in the forest. When they haven't found a nearby shelter and the terrorists noticed their escape and started to chase them and shoot at them with their rifles, Yarden understood that in order to protect Yarden, she has to transfer her to Alon. So she gave the child to Alon in order for him to run faster and to save both of them, which he did. He managed to run fast enough to find a hiding place where he spent more than 12 hours with Geffen in his hands. Later that night, he managed to walk all the way back to the entrance of the kibbutz to our troops, and both him and Geffen are safe and they are with us here at home.
Just unbelievable. That's just unbelievable. And chilling, the stories that we're hearing and the story of your family. I'm so sorry to hear of this and of the loss in your family, really. But tell me about Yarden. What do we know about what happened next to her?
The last thing that we know, and the last thing that we've heard from about Yarden is that she was hiding behind a tree, trying to protect her body from the bullets. This is the last place and the last time where Alon saw her. What we've done through all of last week is being on ground. I was there just an hour after we got the call from Alon that he's okay, and telling us the story and giving us the coordination of where he last met her. I just straight went to the battlefield to convince our troops and inform them and go with them to seek for my sister for 5 full days, unit after unit. We managed to take them into the fields under fire, under a big threat of Hamas hitting our troops while seeking for my sister. We went out with trackers, we went out with special units. And we haven't found any substantial evidence of Yarden's escape, but we also haven't found any substantial evidence or any evidence at all that she was hurt or injured. This is why we assume it's very substantial that we assume she has been re-kidnapped, taken by the terrorists that were there with them, crossing the border with her while she is healthy. And now our fundamental assumption is that she's been held hostage alongside, as I said, a lot of children, a lot of teenagers, women, innocent civilians, alongside of our soldiers inside of the Gaza Strip, waiting for release. And we are waiting for a proof of life. We are waiting for the release. I think that this is the most basic human thing anyone can expect. And this is what we're waiting for, and it's very important for me to speak with you and through you to speak with your audience to express how crucial the pressure to get those people back. There is no reason, there is absolutely zero justification of holding them, probably hurting them. I have no idea what is going on with my sister. I don't know how she might be abused at the moment on a daily basis, maybe hurt on a daily basis. I have no trust in Hamas, in the barbaric, brutal, blood-seeking terrorists that hurt our families. I was there in Be'eri, in the kibbutz, for the whole week, outside, inside. I saw all the horrific scenes taken out of a horror movie, taken out of historical memories that we hold pretty strongly and hope that we will never see. And I think that this cruelty has to end. And the thing that we have to remember, that there are still alive who can be saved. We are facing people who seek only death. This is the only thing. They had a hunger. They had a thrive for death, for brutal, bleeding people. This is what they wanted to see. We need to see the opposite. Every liberal person that is watching and hearing me, we still have the ability to save life. This is the highest goal. Those people are there. There is no reason for Hamas to keep them.
And only yesterday, the Prime Minister meets for the first time with some representatives of the families of the abducted and the missing. What do you make of what he says to them? He says, finally, we are negotiating. We're doing everything that we can. Previously, the government said, and also Hamas, that it will be dealt with only after the war.
Honestly, first of all, I don't have time to follow the news in this detail, so I didn't know about this meeting, about any statement that he made or Hamas made. I don't get into the details. I don't think that I don't know when it will be the right timing. I think it should be as soon as possible. I don't get into the details whether it will be by military release, whether it will be by negotiation. It's not my responsibility. It's the responsibility of our leaders. It's the responsibility of the world leaders. Yarden is also a German citizen. I think that the German government is also responsible directly to her safety. Alongside 14 other German citizens that are being held hostage. So I don't get into the details. I'm sorry.
And have you heard personally from the Israeli government or from the IDF or from the German government?
We are in contact with the German government and also with the representative of our government. They don't have anything to tell me. I think that we know much more than they do, but they are in contact with us, and they express their responsibility and their devotion to make the highest efforts in order to get Yarden back, to get all mothers, women, children, innocent people, all our civilians all the Israelis back. So yes, we are in contact with them. Unfortunately, they don't have much light to share on this event at the moment.